But
Now,
presets.
now we're talking about presets.
I
Um,
love presets, especially for black and white when you can just, I mean, not only for black, I'm sorry, for everything. It's super nice. Actually, for Crystal Ball, which we've been talking a lot, we actually created a few presets, which can be very useful because then we could just bulk edit. I just control C and then I had to go right click and press a few things and paste, and boom. Everything is like, again, I brought up the shadows a little bit, brought down the highlights, brought up the exposure a little bit, some contrast, basically like sharpen up the image a little bit,
right,
and then after that, just bulk edit, and you're basically did
right,
most of the
right.
editing right
The
there.
interesting thing about presets that we're gonna go to the next competition or the next set of lighting anywhere, and those presets may need to be
Adjusted,
adjusted, tweaked a
obviously,
little bit
yes.
because the actually in honestly, like as I was shooting at the Crystal Ball, I thought that was the best, at least in the Chicagoland or in the Midwest, lighting ever. The best lighting
I
set
would agree.
ever. And when I went back to the editing portion on the computer, I kind of questioned the same sentence what I just said. Okay, I was not as somehow
It was pretty
I
good.
expected better, and that better wasn't there. So I thought almost I was tricked being being at the competition versus when I start editing being at home. So it's kind of a really odd thing a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, all I'm saying that is that yes, different plays going to be different lighting set, and uh, presets will be need to have some adjustments. Anyway, you want to talk a little bit about, I don't know if you do Photoshop much, or basically we're moving from general editing or preliminary editing to the final editing. And
I never really Photoshop.
you never Photoshop. Okay.
Not necessarily not because I don't want to. I just don't feel like I have to. And pretty much,
Well, let's say you shot the image, and the image of the head of the person is touching the very top of the frame. What the hell do you do? I mean, it's not a good framing anyway. So you want a little space.
nothing.
Don't you go?
For me, I don't really
So
do
you're
anything.
throwing away the image, or the image is
I just
staying
shoot
away.
better in the first place.
Okay, all right,
I
that
mean,
sounds good. I do use Photoshop a little bit.
it's a very powerful
And
tool
basically, it's I've done lots of photoshopping in the past. Now I'm doing very little photoshopping, but
because it's time consuming.
it's very time consuming, and usually when you're doing batch processing, you never have time. So unless someone pre-order, let's say 5-footer print, and you want that print to be perfectly framed in certain way, and you may actually be missing portion of the image, and you Photoshop it in. Basically, the your image is 2:3 proportion, and let's say the image you're shooting is the printing is, I don't know, 24 by 32 or something, and
Yeah,
you're missing
some weird
something on the
aspect
side.
ratio.
Yeah, right. So I may actually go in and is a trick the viewer. I can just grab the right side of the image and stretch it a little bit. No one's gonna ever notice that, but basically I'm playing
Yeah,
with an image. I'm distorting a little bit certain portions of the image to fit the certain frame, or you photoshopping in a little bit. You adding a little bit on the right or on the top of the image, and you basically photoshopping in a little bit of an image. So I do that occasionally, but I'm trying not to. Again, this is, but
yeah,
sometimes you
that's all
just
right.
you're stuck to that.